Alright, so we're gonna go to the other group now.
Oh boy.
As you all are sitting around, you hear just outside, as this is at the top of the cigarette, the sound of something large settling on the roof. And you look up and you notice that dust begins to fall.
Oh man.
Oh, it's the dragon from Gringotts.
Oh god.
Torn doesn't hear anything.
Yeah. Well, no, you feel it.
Oh, it's like an earthquake or something.
Alright, as Karsi looks towards the Dragonborn, then back to Kam. Let us greet our lord. Perhaps upon seeing him, these fools will think differently. And then Kam bows and slithers out. And shortly after, you hear the sound of stone grating. Let me just...
This is our time to attack! There's one less there!
That's not going to be the case very soon.
Sure, go ahead. Decima will just see herself out with Anastasia.
Karsi moves over here, and mostly because this token is fucking huge. As you all see as the roof begins to open, the first thing you see is a tentacle sliding in.
What do you mean, a tentacle?
An actual
What
tentacle.
Like the day of the
I'm
tentacle.
not into it. Not into it.
That's never a
I've
good
seen
thing you
this
want to see.
anime.
Look, I have not signed up for this hentai shit at all.
Right?
For real.
Yeah, as
She's 16, Goose.
as several fuck off. As several tentacles begin to help open.
This is about to be second season of Sword Art Online.
And you see a massive dragon, unlike any you've seen before. Fuck.
Ah,
What the
Fucking
Jesus.
God.
I can't see the top of it.
One
That's
second.
that's.
Hold on a second.
There we go.
Oh my, what the fuck is that thing?
It looks.
I'm sorry.
What does that
This
look
guy
like?
might be giant as fuck, but he's a stupid looking motherfucker.
I don't know. It looks like it might be a dragon. This an illithid.
Oh, hey guys!
Scary.
How's it going? My name is... I'm the Archon of Purple.
As-
Fuck.
As the octopus eyes look over all of you. And
Oh no.
one of the you notice one of the tentacles go into its mouth,
Ugh.
and it
Ugh.
to form a horrible speech. Or
Ugh. It's like a suction noise.
yeah, it sounds kind of like that. He's using one of his
God.
tentacles as a tongue.
No.
I assume these are
So gross.
emissaries you spoke of.
Ew, he's nasty.
He sounds exactly the way I thought he was gonna sound. He sounds like a really bass boosted goofy. Oh.
And the dragon looks over all of you.
Hello?
Or the meals
Oh God.
that are offered for my consumption.
Oh no.
As Karsi looks at the giant dragon, my lord, these are hostages that we are keeping as we wait for the emissaries to arrive. I know not why you persist with these treaties when I myself and my armies could crush the city above with ease.
I can't take this dragon seriously. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but that's the thing, you don't take him seriously. But mechanically...
Until he's got his tentacle inside you and
Yeah,
coming out of your mouth.
Yeah, but...
Wow. Okay. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the
I
fuck?
can't tell what he sounds
Jacqueline,
like. I
what
gotta...
Yeah,
Fuck.
anyway, but Tim is the only one who knows how horrifying a brain stealer dragon is.
No, I think that's fucking horrifying. Just looking at him. Y'all other people have no sense of horror. This shit is terrifying.
Look at his eyes!
Look at his eyes. Look into his derpy eye.
Look, man, unlike Lovecraft, I don't fear the sea, so this guy just looks derpy to me.
And then we die. Sorry.
So, it is as
God, I hope we do.
It is as you wish,
Back
my
to
lord, though
dying.
I would prefer not to weaken the human armies before they are done with their task of fighting the Northern King. It is only the fact that these humans are weak that the king in that north land is a problem. But I am a patient
That's who he
dragon.
sounds like.
I am a patient dragon. I will wait.
I'm sorry, it sounds like Zoidberg. That's who I was trying to figure out who it sounded like.
What?
As
God.
several of the tentacles that form its mouth begin to wrap themselves around each of you, not really doing anything, just kind of probing.
God.
Ugh.
As
It's nasty.
one of the tentacles goes back in its mouth. A shame, for their minds would have been a very succulent meal.
Torn would have heard that. He would be like, "Ha! I don't have a mind."
Would his tentacle have felt me? Like, is it known that I'm under Decima's hair?
Yeah, he would have felt you, but the size difference between you two is massive. He might just think you're just a pimple.
Oh,
A big
okay,
pimple.
cool. So
Yeah.
it's still okay.
Yeah, you're just a really big pimple. You're like a tumor.
I'm
Yeah.
a tumor.
Like-
Decima has a tumor.
Alright, to put it into perspective,
Thanks.
from what you all can see, he is about, let's see, let me pull out a ruler. About 75 feet tall.
Oh god.
Easy.
That's not even count, that's just from his and he is kind of crouching down and above you, so that's just an average. But that's not the entire length of his body. That's probably like a good 200 feet, double that in wingspan. As he just looks over all of you, I trust you will give me the signal when I am to march upwards. Of course, my lord. And then the dragon turns around and just takes off. And you notice that he is flying in the direction of the Petran soldiers that are still fighting outside.
Shit.
Oh no.
Torn leans down to Decima. That was really cool.
Carsey turns back around. So, now that you have seen what you are up against, do you still wish to hold off on negotiating terms of surrender?
Ah.
This is all you, Decima.
How's Decima's mental health going right now?
Pretty poorly.
Mental health check?
You really need some laudanum
Oh,
right
actually,
now.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me about mental health. During this whole time,
Oh no.
this whole time actually, you've noticed that something deep within you has been feeling a sort of bond with that green dragonborn over there.
A bond?
No, not like that, but I mean like,
No. I was just clarifying. You said a bond?
yes.
A bond.
Shut up, Jonathan. God damn.
Not like that, but more like a bond of familiarity. I've seen this thing before. It looks atrocious. But you just feel like you've seen it somewhere before. And it seems
Atrocious.
familiar to you. And you already know what the big dragonborn said to you earlier.
Dun 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 dun.
So, what is it, little human?
There's no human among them.
He was speaking to Decima.
Okay.
not human.
Good response.
Uh-huh.
I
Right?
she's freaking out. Okay,
Yeah.
leave her alone.
Honestly, the mud probably is like the worst thing right now. Decima?
I'm like grabbing Torin's arm like hard. Like every time he tries to talk, my grip gets a little tighter.
I think he's talking to you.
Wait, what? I answered though.
Said I'm not a human.
And he was asking, "What do you think?" Or what did he say?
His question was, so, are you ready to surrender now that you see what you were up against, little human?
No. I do not speak for the rest of the Petran people.
A tongue flicks out. Are you sure? If they refuse, that could result in the death of you and all of your friends. But if you were simply to agree to the terms right now, then no one would have to die. And I would even forgive you for your trespasses against me and my kid.
This is a lot to place on a 16-year-old girl
Yeah. Fuck.
that has been through a very, very much in this past week.
He's only a child.
Exactly. Just think of the children.
As Anakin Skywalker walks in.
The youngling!
Yo, he was not. Oh, shut the fuck up. Many would prefer death.
If Torin can hear you, you'd be like, oh, not me.
He actually.
Shut up. The Torin cannot hear you.
he
I know,
actually
that's what I said.
slithers over to you.
Oh god.
Is there anyone you are close to in the city? You seemed.
Wait, what?
In
I
the
I can't hear.
Is there anyone you are close to in the city above? There was a priest of Hikasi. You seemed pretty shaken about his injuries. Does he mean anything to you?
Not that you could understand.
Oh, but I do understand. I understand how you feel very well. And he just leans down his head in front of you. I know that he is close to you. Very close. Now say for a moment, if you were to somehow succeed, and you were to attack us and to kill us now, what do you think would happen? Well?
I bare my teeth. I think a lot of us would be better off.
I think someone that can hear should have stayed with Decima up there.
A shame that even if you do manage that, those you love will still die. If you somehow send me into the afterlife, that traitor's pure blood, his scales will turn to stone as all the others do. As with the other pure blood.
What?
Oh, you didn't You didn't think of that, did you? Well, you saw it for yourself when Calm died. All of his soldiers turned to stone. Now, what do you think would happen if I or the citizen were to die? Who do you think controls the purebloods? Which one of us? And what do you think would happen to the purebloods if they were to die?
Oh shit, does that mean Ixmir too?
That's who he's talking about.
Actually talking about
No,
Nicholas
that's
right
not. Bro.
He's talking about Nicholas.
Do you
primarily,
really think-
but Ixmir was
Do you-
brought into it.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
he was talking about Ixmir.
No, I'm just gonna say, do you really think Decima cares about Ixmir as much as she cares about Nicholas?
Jesus.
True.
Like, honestly?
Yeah. You're fucked, Ixmir.
Ay, ay, ay.
Like, Vexel, I love you, but Decima has only known you for like a week, so...
Torn is just watching this guy talk, right?
Yeah.
Fuck
I
it.
really
He's gonna
feel
take the
like
mud out of his ears.
No!
Yep. It's happening.
That's
Okay.
that-
Uh,
I mean, Decima has been grabbing onto his arm, so he would have to, like, I don't know, rip his arm out of...
he still has
her
one
grip?
free. He still has one
God
arm
damn
free.
it.
As Carsey continues.
Well, he would be able to remove one piece of mud from
Now,
his
I
right
mean,
ear
it's,
then.
It's not that hard. You can just reach around your head to just pull out.
I mean, I have a long snout, and I'm really buff.
Torin,
Have you ever seen a buff person try to reach?
Torin,
It's like really
no,
bad.
It's really not that hard.
I mean, reach behind his back, oh my god.
No, he tries to dig it out. He pushes it further in. Oh no, God!
no,
Oh, that hurts! Oh my ear!
no, I'm gonna say you're able.
Roll
to
for
just-
roll for ear cleaning.
No, he's able to just take it out easily. As Carsey continues, are you willing?
Make
to
him roll for it.
No. Are you willing to sacrifice those you care about? Don't you want everyone to leave this safe and sound?
I mean, that does sound like a good.
Shut up,
No.
Doran.
But if you
Someone more reasonable should have been with
and
Decima.
I were to fall, and we were to fall in the fighting, the priest and the pureblood traitor with you would die.
We are all prepared to die to end you.
Oh, is that?
Now, hang on a bit.
Now,
Hang on right there.
Now, stop
Hold
there. Hang tight.
Look, we came down here knowing we might die, so...
Speak for yourself, nun.
As Carson, he says, "Is that so?" And he pulls out one of the daggers, twirls it around, pulls out another dagger. He holds one up to his throat. Then he hands one to you, Decima. Kill one of the two friends with you, and I will kill myself.
But cheating! He's just gonna respawn!
That is not how diplomacy works. And that's what we're waiting for.
No, this isn't diplomacy. I want to see if you are willing to truly die for your cause, if it means putting me down. It will take days for me to recuperate, giving you
Then-
ample opportunity to finish me off once and for all.
That's not a fair trade.
Is it not, though? Kill one of your friends, and most of the Yuan-Ti are leaderless and vulnerable, easy to be destroyed. Are you telling me you are not willing to... Your friends are not willing to die?
That's their choice to make.
Oh? He looks to Torin. If I were to kill her right now, would you gladly sacrifice yourself so that she might live?
Well, yeah, but if you killed her, she'd be dead.
And he looks at you.
His logic is infallible.
I mean,
Only temporary.
Dobby's got a point.
And he holds up his dagger. And he takes his other one.
Oh god.
Didn't he give the other one to Decima?
He takes it back.
Okay.
Snatch.
I mean, hey, her strength and his strength are like he is able to just take it from her. And he sheaths both of them as he leans over to you, Torin. What about you? Would you rather see this through with no deaths?
You cut out.
Would you like to see this through with no deaths at all?
Well, of course. No one who is innocent should die.
Exactly. So, doesn't that mean that you should hand over the city to us so that all of the people living in the city above do not die?
And who would rule the city? You?
Indeed, under the supervision of the Archons.
And what would happen to the people?
They would be forced out. We have no need for them, though a few, we need cattle.
I, really have no allegiance to the city at all.
Oh god.
So,
I only care about my friends.
good.
However, I really don't like you.
Ah, another infallible point.
You hate me?
Really don't hate anybody. Like a strong dislike.
Oh my god.
Like if you were dead, the world would be such a better place.
Oh? I assumed you didn't hear since you had mother here, so I will repeat this. If I were to die,
Oh,
Oh
thank
no.
you.
the pure blood with you would also die. As would the priest up above.
But how many of thousands of people would live?
Not many. You forget that it would take a lot to kill me, and in that time, many of the people above would have died.
I'm very sorry. This entire time I haven't heard anything that's happened, so I'm kind of out of the loop on what's going on. And I've kind of just followed what I was supposed to do.
Oh my god.
So is your plan to take over the city?
Oh my god.
Right. But wouldn't it not be so good of an idea, because then Darnath would come, and then they'd take the city back.
Not if we were protected by Saurus. And besides, that is why we wish to end this without further bloodshed. So that Petra and Asparia can fight Darnath with all of their forces intact.
You think you can beat the Necromancer King? You're funny.
Even if I couldn't, the Archon of Purple Vamniars could.
Oh, I am 100% sure you couldn't.
Oh?
You would
Oh,
most likely die.
And then
Bless you.
I would recuperate and try again. If that was the case.
I don't know. I'm not a very smart person, but it doesn't seem like a very smart plan for a guy who could, like, raise a titan. I mean, I fought beside him. He's a pretty good
Oh,
fighter.
Oh my god.
And his eyes actually flare. And at this point, you notice that the Dragonborn all around you, this one has actually looked towards you and stepped back a bit. And the Dragonborn here is looming over you, and you hear the sizzling of his spittle as it hits the ground. He is gripping his axe tightly. Ah. So you were one of them then?
Well, apparently. But I got betrayed, and he stabbed me. And then, yeah, I don't like them very much.
And you don't remember anything?
No. Only that I was held against my will to fight for them.
It wasn't against your will?
Oh, yeah!
No, it wasn't against your will. All who fought under him served him loyally.
Well, that can't be right, because he's a horrible person.
No,
Oh my god.
horrible is subjective. I have dealt with him before, as have they. And he gestures to the two Dragonborn as he slithers away.
I'm like trying to pull Torn behind me.
How funny the short-lived memories of you humans are, that you do not recall your greatest adversary.
I'm not human.
Another valid point.
Ugh.
And so far, Torn is winning this battle.
Battle of wits.
All I'm saying is you want to take Petra.
Oh,
Why not
quit while
wait
you're
until
ahead.
Why not wait until Darnath gets here, so you can attack them without them knowing?
What?
What?
Didn't you
That doesn't
just
make
say you wanted to attack Darnath?
No, you idiot.
What?
Oh. I mean, I'm pretty sure he said he wanted to get the two armies and then march on Darnath, but okay.
No, he wanted them to fight
No.
Darnath.
Who?
Petra.
Us! The humans!
Yeah, he literally just plainly said Petra and Asparia fighting Darnath.
Not too good on my cities.
Okay.
It's in the resources.
You act like I read some of them.
Like,
I'm not a clever man.
I'm playing a character that knows nothing about anything and he's stupid as fuck. I'm not reading it because I don't want to. I don't want to know it.
this,
Maybe you should, as a
Yeah.
player.
yeah, this does create a new opportunity. I could tell you and Petra everything I know about him. Everything. In exchange for the city above. It would be oh so invaluable.
You want information about the Necromancer King?
No, dude! Listen, bro!
And he just turns to the big dragon. Born, if he utters another word, cut out his tongue. I am
Thank
sick of-
you.
I am tired of listening to his inane blathering.
This is why someone else should have stayed behind.
Then he turns to Decima. So, what say you? Turn over the city to us, and in return, I will tell you everything I know about the King in the North. And, if that doesn't sate your appetite, I'll even give you a little hint as to who he is. have you ever heard of the White King? And
Have I?
Decima? So just
Yeah.
this is a general knowledge check for everyone, but Amon, roll me a religion, history, religion or history check, everyone.
History. Vision.
Straight.
Oh, eight,
Oh,
7.
oh my god.
Oh God.
Wow.
All right, Torin, it's your time.
Religion or history check?
Either one.
They're both shit. Ha!
Oh,
Oh!
wow.
So Torin, you don't remember much, but you do remember somehow reading in a book at some point. You don't remember when. The White King. And I
You read
will-
books?
Oh, let me find the thing. Handouts. Blah, you better not. Okay, at this point, just look away, so no meta in the video.
I'm turning to check my cat because she's purring at me.
Alright, so. Torin,
Uh-huh.
I'll just set this to all player. Save changes. You all see this, right?
I mean,
Yes.
I see it, but aren't I not
Yeah.
supposed to look at it?
No, this was just in the video. Oh. In case Torin, for whatever reason, decided not to tell anyone. So, Torin, the White King. You remember reading in a book, like, you don't understand when, that a century after the fall of Zarathar's empire, a Goliath of a man lived in the north, in what is now modern-day Grunwalder. And he was vicious. He had ambition beyond any, and he sought to become the next Zarathar, the Emperor of Man. And it started off normally enough. He was a warrior king of the north who fought and united the tribes of the north. But as he marched further and further south, he became corrupted by the fell magics of the Magisters of Darkness. And somewhere around Petra, he became a lich. And from then on, he was known as the White King, who rode on the back of a Dracolich. And as he marched further south, armies of various undead and monsters fell under his command. And you remember this later on, during the final battle, well, most of his army was destroyed. All that was left was an Archmagus of what was known as the Kingdom of Isparia, an Archdruid of the Elves, and the Archon of Fangs, Tarnstock. And this is one of Tarnstock's most historical events that most people have heard of, but not really managed to place to an actual event. And he was the sole reason that the armies of mankind and elvenkind were able to banish the White King and make him a deity that no longer existed in the realms of humanity. He shattered an ancient legendary staff, and he was banished into the ethereal plane. And that is where the Ghost March comes from. It is his army trapped in the ethereal plane marching there as ghosts. And that is why necromancers are so much more powerful during it. They call upon his army to strengthen them. And he is regarded as a deity. A lesser deity, but a deity nonetheless. And this is when you get a flashback, where I'm going to pull you into the basement really quick.
Ooh.
Oh god damn it! Of course I have to see that.
Whisper.
Hashtag dad.
Who? See you later, nerds.
So, as you remember this, again, you're not sure from where. You see yourself kneeling. And then you look to your left, and you see a whole platoon of knights dressed similarly as you, all different sorts of races. Dragonborn, humans, elves, dwarves, all races. And you notice now that there's a member of at least one of every race here, present. One dragonborn of the metallic variety, and one dragonborn of the chromatic variety, of which you see is gray. And you look around. Then you look up as you feel something cold touch your shoulder. And you see the mountainous figure in plate armor as he has placed his sword on your shoulder. Rise.
I rise.
Alright, you do. And then he looks down at you, his colossal form towering over yours. And then he looks at you. Whom do you serve?
Is this the Witch King or the White King?
Yes.
I serve the White King.
Excellent. And then he puts his hand on your shoulder. It is good to know where your loyalties lie, old friend. And with that, your quick little flashback ends. And we're going back to the VoIP nest.
Oh man.
Oh, you guys are fucked.
As
Oh,
see,
fuck.
Decima and Anastasia, you see Torin shudder a bit.
Ooh. Oh, boy. Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I don't say anything. That guy said he'd cut out my tongue if I said something.
Okay. Fair enough.
God, if that's what we have to say to get Torin to shut up.
Yeah, all you have to do is be a giant ass fucking dragonborn that can kill me in 2 hits, then yeah, you could do that.
Jesus Christ. So, Carsey looks over all of you. Does that ring a bell to any of you?
Torn raises his hand.
Oh my god.
I will
A present.
I will permit you to speak just this once, so you can tell your companions what you know.
I was a friend of the White King?
You're permitted to speak, and he comes out with that.
Is that all you're saying? Not any.
He
Not any.
he was a-
Question mark.
Not
he was
even.
only permitted to talk once.
Not
Well,
even.
let me just ask a question because I'm a little confused. So, Carsey said that he could give information about the White King
Yes.
to Petra,
Yes. Which means.
which means Petra would be looking for the White King or fighting against the White King.
Yes, that is who you know that the Witch King of Darnath is now. The White King who has returned.
Oh, that makes more sense. I think the King of Darnath is the White King.
Just now figuring that out, are you?
Well, I have a really bad memory, and I've kind of like lost all of it, so sorry.
Oh.
But you know what a threat he is, do you not? the legend surrounding him?
Yeah, like I said before, he's a pretty bad guy.
Then
Real quick meta question.
Yeah?
Would Vajovis have known
Vajovis
that?
only knew that was his patron. He knew nothing else historical about him.
Okay, so he didn't know he was like the king of Darnath or
And at
like
that time,
oh.
he was just a random warlord going around slaughtering the barbarian tribes.
Okay.
Another question.
Yeah?
Does it seem these guys want to? They don't like the White King,
No.
right?
They do
They
not.
don't. Okay.
And it seems that the Dragonborn especially hate him more so. And that is what you can infer due to the fight he had with Tarnstag.
Torn raises his hand again.
Yes.
Like a school.
This is weird, but it seems like we're kind of on the same page of the people that we don't like.
Oh god.
You don't like the White King. We don't like the White King. He makes like a hand gesture of like,
Like, eh?
Eh?
You see where I'm going with this? Eh?
And at that point, Carsey grinned. So why not allow Saurus to help us? Their Archon has fought the White King before, and it was because of their Archon that your kind was able to defeat the White King.
but again, why do you need the city?
It is ours by right.
But why are you down here?
Oh my god.
Because your kind, humans, tieflings, elves, dwarves, you saw
Well, I'm a
us
Dragonborn.
and hated us
Oh my god.
just for what we had. For our perfection, our loyalty to our lord Urmgander. And you sought to take it from us and drive us beneath the ground to live like vermin.
I mean, I didn't.
Oh my god. Decima, like, every time, fucking just digs her nails into Torn's arms, like, shut up.
This city is ours. And we will do anything to ensure that it stays ours.
Hmm.
This is actually the first time you've seen Carsey fly into a rage like that. As you've noticed, his hands were digging into the marble table and leaving massive scars along it.
Torn is not scared of Carsey. He's fought him before.
Not at full strength. And even now, he isn't really at full strength, actually. Scrying is a bitch.
So, what's the plan? So you're gonna take the city, let everyone go, but keep a couple.
Food.
Well, that doesn't seem very nice. There's plenty of cattle and things you could eat up there.
But that is what you humans need.
Well, you're a vampire, right? You just need blood.
Precise. But that would be
Well.
the same as you eating a rat.
Well, I do enjoy fried rat. Pretty good.
More like eating a rat raw.
Oh, that's gross. Yeah, I understand
Made
that.
Out of the sewer muck and chomping on it.
Oh, that's even worse. That is disgusting.
Precisely. We only require 50 or so humans.
Well, I guess we're waiting, right?
Could. agree to our terms now, and we would help you.
No disrespect, but
We are waiting.
I'm really stupid, and that would not be good for me to do.
Very well then. We shall wait. But the longer we wait, the further south the White King marches. I've heard from my spies that he has already taken High Stormrest and several provinces in the northern Asparian territories. His next target is Petra. So we should not dally for long. And with that, I'm going to move over to the next group. As you all go down the stairs with your buddies, and as you go down the stairs, you hear the sound of, from down this way, you see a faint orange glow. And you hear the sound of a hammer on an anvil. Ting! Ting!
Ah,
Ting!
sounds like we found the forgery. By the way, buddy, I am really sorry about the firebolt in the back. I was aiming. It was a bad shot on my part. I'll try to make it up to you.
And he just backhands you upside the head. Softly, not like he's not actually punching you. He's just gently slapping you, which is
I get it.
forceful.
It hurts a bit, but okay.
Oh, I'm just glad that this big fucker got out alive.
Me too. He was really brave in there. Going in to save his captain like that.
He's the greatest Goliath I've ever known. And are you looking in there, Ixmir?
Yeah.
Alright. Fuck. You see very faintly a stone giant moving. He picks up what appears to be coal and brings it back to what appears to be a forge as he begins hammering away at something.
Well, I'm glad that Goliath friend's still here. We need him to mediate. There's another stone giant up ahead.
Another one of those. How'd they even get him down here?
Well, maybe they cast Reduce on him.
I mean, magic, but still. That's a giant we're talking. That's a full. For a giant? I mean, sure, my boy here has Jotun blood in him, but even he had trouble getting down those stairs.
Well, a pretty good wizard probably be able to get one of those who about his size who's going to gesture to the Goliath.
I guess.
It'd be very uncomfortable, though, for the giant.
Alright,
I mean,
lad,
the
you know
entire
what to do.
process.
And the Goliath approaches slowly. Hello.
I think maybe we should back him up in case that guy's not alone. The giant, I mean. Maybe there's like a regular jack-off.
And,
Nah.
and the giant just turns around, and they begin speaking to each other in giant. Oh. And then you hear clinking of chains. And the Goliath turns around, and for the first time he speaks in common. He make coffins for masters.
Does he know where the coffins are? Or are they not finished?
That he working on one. Many in other room. Only masters can enter or leave.
That's gonna make killing them a little difficult.
But how do the coffins get into there? The masters take them in.
I did not ask.
Well, maybe we should ask. He might know of some sort of coffin delivery system we could take advantage.
Alright, and the Goliath goes back. They converse a bit more, and then the Goliath comes back. He put coffins in there. Only he know how get in, other than masters.
Eamon's gonna look at the rest of the party with like a big "aw" face on. I don't know if you've ever seen Parks and Rec with the guy.
Yeah, I know.
Got-
I know
Yeah.
exactly the one you're talking about. Well then, I guess we know how to destroy those coffins then. Let him know that the revolution's happening and he's got his freedom if he helps us out.
He goes down, talks to him, and then you hear a thud just of a hammer smacking in front of him as he steps back. He happy? Like making art for masters.
Oh no.
And all of you roll me a history check. Okay, Amon and
Nice nat 20.
You two remember that stone giant. They are renowned for their love of the arts and their artistic skills. Unlike the
Aww.
other slaves, he is doing what he loves. It doesn't matter that he's a slave. If he's here doing it quietly and doing what he loves. And it doesn't seem like he wants to jeopardize that.
Aw, I like him.
Perhaps we could promise him a position of artistic power for the Petron city.
Okay, that's not a bad idea, lad, but there's an issue with that. He's a bleating Jotun.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna take kindly to him.
Yeah, that's probably not going to be an idea we could sell to him.
Well, we have to find some way to get into that room and smash those coffins without making him mad.
Oh, I wish I'd be able to talk to him.
Sadly, I don't speak giant out of the language I know.
Me neither.
Do I? The only one who speaks it, I think, is little boy over there.
The round tea.
George is looking over around the corner at the Goliath like,
Amon's gonna like perk his ears, like perk his head up a little bit to turn to the Goliath. Hey, can you ask him if he knows any other languages?
Okay. And he goes back, speaks in giant. No.
Okay then.
Well,
Can he tell us where the coffin room is?
I just love how we're just sending these Goliaths back and forth.
He... No one does know. Only masters and he can go in.
Tell him then how are we going to admire his artwork?
Alright. Does this with advantage. So... Oh, there we go. Light. Advantage.
What are we going to do with the coffins
16.
anyway? They have to be in them, aren't they?
We just need to destroy them. If they don't have a home to go back to, they just die, I think.
Alright, and
At least that's the most research I did when I was at the temple.
you hear the stone giant pondering for a moment. And then he says something in giant. Then the Goliath comes back. You say he might as well since his new coffin need cool down first. And he moves out of the way as you hear the giant choo, choo,
Oh
choo.
god, I'm moving.
And he looks at all of you. And then he looks at Ixmir, sees that it's a Yanti, and starts moving. And he gestures for all three of you to get the fuck out of his way, because he's coming through. He's a mad lad.
It's a mad lad.
And
oh lord, he coming.
as he takes you all to a little divot in the wall. Boom. 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 And the Goliath and his friend follow. He digs his fingers into the ground and lifts up with all his force And you all see in the room, it's not actually it's not a room. It's a long hallway. 2 golden coffins. And then, as you look down the hallway, more. And then more.
Oh my god.
And then you see a gateway down at the very end, and then another turn.
This is gonna be difficult.
That's a lot of coffins.
Oh,
Then he
no
gestures
time.
for you all to go in. You want us to go in?
They're probably gonna trap us in there.
We'll stay out here then, and so we can, and hopefully help. I think the big guy can actually lift that with a bit of difficulty.
Oh, alright.
All right.
Alright, good night, Anastasia. Yeah, we're about ready to wrap up here.
Night night.
As the giant steps back, closes the door behind you all, which blends in perfectly with the stone, and you hear him thudding back to go back to his job.
I can't believe he left us in here. I mean, we could probably just start a fire and melt.
Hey, the Goliath was very successful in persuading him. As you all see all these coffins, you notice something about each of them. All of them have some sort of lock on them.
Would it indicate that something is in them?
Possibly. Or it
Fuck.
could mean that whatever's on the outside doesn't want if they don't want anyone going in on the inside. And with that, we're gonna leave this session off here.